welcome to another BattleTech video. I'm going to introduce two different mechs to you that are related in historical
one like based on the other or inspired by
that
the
sort
other.
of thing. That's it.
Swoosh. Sorry. I realised what you were waiting for, then I forgot we were on video.
We're going to be focusing on the Age of War era. So this is before all the Succession War things broke out and all that sort of thing. Big, large pulse lasers, none of the fancy clan stuff that you see. But very powerful nonetheless, you know. BattleMech was called the king of the battlefield for a reason even back then. So but one of the mechs that we're going to be looking at is the Firebee. All right. So this was the first BattleMech actually made by the Capellan Confederation. Okay? Although they gave it another name, Weapon Armed Mech. Well, you know, I mean, it's the first one you make or whatever, and there isn't like a huge variety back then as there is now, so you're going to call it something.
That's why it's the Wham B.
Yeah, Wham B. But the Firebee came about by the fact from its weapons loadout. We're looking at 4 SRM-2 launchers, a large laser, and it's got jump jets for maneuverability, 5/8 movement. So it's got a lot of firepower. And of course the Capellans, they do really like their fire, their Inferno rounds, things like that. So having 4 of those launchers with 2 tons of ammo, really nice.
You can split that between Infernos and standard.
And standard or whatever.
You can have 2 firing with each if you wanted to.
That's it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I mean that mech for 35 tons is actually it's fast for the era. You know, that's pretty much considered a sort of a standard speed. Your assault mechs, they're traveling at like a walk of 2, maybe a walk of 3. You know,
and
the
this
Atlas
was a 585.
This is a 585. So 585 was considered fairly mobile.
That was fast back then.
Yeah. And having the jump jets on top of that, that's deadly. So so those mech warriors for the Capellans, they really did like this design. And it's really nice. It's fast. It's only got 10 single heat sinks, so you've got to sort of be careful where you're firing and all that sort of thing.
Watch your heat with
your heat levels.
Yeah, those
but I'd say they know about that because they're firing Infernos all the time. I'm sure they understand how the heat scale works.
Yep. Yeah. You'd just be dumping like 1 or 2 of those SRMs to fire the large laser, and you should be okay.
Yeah.
You might have to cut back on your jumping or something, but you got decent armor coverage there.
That's right.
By the looks of things.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah. So it's not maximum, but it's considered adequate. But what was interesting, I came across a mech the other day that came from the Firebee,
which is cool.
Which is it is very cool. The Periphery realms, okay, so they're not there's not as much information, especially back then there wasn't as much information about them because everything's sort of starting out and expanding into the stars. They actually managed to get hold of some Firebees,
which is cool.
That's it. And they used it, and they did. So they had it there, and they basically reverse engineered and designed a mech suitable for what their needs were based on their terrain, their environments, all that sort of thing. Okay, and from that came the Toro.
Which, if I remember correctly, is a bit of a missile boat. He's a fire support.
It is a missile boat. It is. So.
The Firebee, all 3 variants that I've got here are listed as brawlers.
Aha, okay. Yeah. Well, actually, that would make sense too. That would make sense
with all those SRMs plus the laser, I'd say and a 585 and decent armor. I'd probably put that in a light brawler category. That's fairly good. But he is,
and he looks so nice, doesn't he? Look at that.
5'8" with no jump jets.
No jump jets. So they said, look, for the role that it's going to be, they kept the same speed, so it's 5'8", right? It still has a decent amount of armor. I think it actually has more. I think it has a bit more armor.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. We're still talking 35 tons, so it is lighter.
It was 96, so he's got 8 tons more. Half a ton.
Half a ton. Yeah, 8 points. I'll take that.
I'll take that 35-ton mech, that's really good.
But 2 LRM-5s with a full ton of ammo for each of those launchers. So, staying in the field, providing good long-term fire support.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking like a quick battle, but it's consistent. It's really good. And it has a PPC, so they upgraded the large laser to a bigger, more devastating single-shot weapon, which has increased range, which is nice. 10 damage instead of 8. Does have the minimum.
Yeah.
And, I mean, in fact, all the weapons have minimum.
I was going to say, he's
sphere,
got minimums across the board, so he's definitely a fire support unit.
Yeah.
But for like a light lance, that's a really good fire support unit. I like that.
Yeah, but I mean, basically, they're training them to scatter out a bit. So if they're shooting at somebody, they're not going to suffer the minimum range penalties and things like that. And they were building you don't see like a lance of these. They're building like a battalion worth, you know.
Wow, okay.
Like battalion. They'll have a battalion of them.
And they'll just
so indirect fire. That many PPCs. I'm sorry, that's a lot of firepower coming your way.
There's a lot of LRMs, a lot of PPC fire if they're firing direct. Yeah. It's an insane amount of damage.
But I mean, both Mechs they proved very popular with the factions that had them and that designed them and the Mech warriors and just how it was. But I tell you what, yeah, both of them are nice looking Mechs. But I really like the Toro. It just looks chunky, little chunky dude.
And so the A6, which should be that one.
Yes.
Yep. So he's listed as a missile boat, obviously, and then you've got the B12 is listed as a skirmisher, and the B9 is listed as a brawler. So I'm just looking to see what the B9 has. Bloody ads, get out of here. So 3108. Wow. With modern weaponry, removes a PPC in favour of a light PPC and a medium laser. Drops the LRMs in exchange for twin MML5s.
Oh, nice.
With a ton each of LRM and SRM, protected by case.
That's nice.
Ferrofibrous armour, small cockpit, and a Guardian ECM.
Ooh. Oh, that's Daddy likes.
Good. Yeah, that's very good.
Really good.
So he's listed as a brawler. The 12 is a B9 variant upgrade from 3146, so even later in your timeline. Endo steel, standard armor, 10 double heat sinks, extra light engine, maximum speed up to 97. So he's a 5.8. This would be a 6.9.
So 6.9, so a bit faster.
Medium lasers upgraded to an ER medium laser that a targeting computer ensures pinpoint accuracy with. Ammunition is protected by Case 2, and electronic warfare capabilities are bolstered by an Angel ECM suite.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very high check.
Yeah, getting full on there, really. But I do like that original. That's a solid...
For that era, for that loadout, that's really nice. That's very cool.
For 864 BV listed here for the original. That's not a bad one to include into a light, like an integrated light lance.
Correct, yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
I reckon he's a good.
But a periphery force of, the concordant or maybe an ally or something, you could justify having some of those in your collection.
Because in case you hadn't spotted that, from the Toro, it's the Taurians. So... The ball theme.
The ball, the whole thing, yeah.
In case you were wondering, it was like somebody else. No, it's the Taurians.
So that's that one. That is Mech.
Inspired by
and
Mech.
Inspired and all that sort of thing. Another Mech.
But just a cool Mech.
Yes, exactly.
Well, a couple of cool Mechs.
All right, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe. Support the channel. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.